Let's check in with John Hopperstad, joined by Fox 13's political analyst, with more on some of the key races that we're tracking around the state. Hi, John.
Hey, guys. Yeah, Randy Pepple and Kathy Allen here. And I want to start with the Seattle City Council because we know it's still close. We're still counting votes, but we could see 8 new faces on the council after this election. What is your takeaway from that?
Well, I think we expected some change, but I think the breadth of the changes is the biggest surprise. And the fact that we're not waiting this morning trying to count those last votes. Most of these races are done. Dan Strauss is the one incumbent who still seemingly has a chance to come from behind and win his race. But, Tammy Morales, she's not going to come back from her deficit, it doesn't appear. And Andrew Lewis, the same thing. So we're going to have change, and it starts now, instead of having to wait. And then, the county council race with Teresa Mosqueda running for that, I mean, she's probably hoping very much that she continues to be ahead there because she doesn't want to go back to the city council. All her friends are gone.
That's right. I was going to say, Kathy, is this a repudiation of Seattle politicians? What we were seeing was happening in Mosquito.
And absolutely, I would say, dissatisfaction with those who brung us here. That's it. And when I look at it, I think this is about the fact that people said, I've been paying money. I look around, things are getting worse. Where are my police when I call? What's happening until I can't find a house for my kids to live in? They're going to live with me forever. The important part is, and this morning, the number of times I heard when there was a story about the 8 different stolen cars. The big deal here is that in all of this, everyone's going, gee, maybe I should drive out there and see if it's mine. Because there are so many, I would say, incidences of burglaries, break-ins, and car thefts that people just are going to look around and say, at least now we have a new shot.
Yeah, and of course, Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell, this is part of his platform, public safety. He wants to have 1,400 police officers. So does this help him in that effort?
Well, at least some of the loudest voices that were not pro-police, if you will, are no longer going to be on the council. And so that will help a little bit. But, I mean, you can say you want to hire all those police officers, but if they don't want to come to Seattle, I mean, you have to make it attractive to be here. I mean, the city is a beautiful city. We all know that. But there are deep problems. And, Bruce Harrell was a winner in that the candidates that he endorsed for city council are in the lead right now, but he's also a bit of the loser because now he's got 2 years to get something done, or these voters that turned on the city council will turn on the mayor.
I'm going to say that the big winner last night was Bruce Harrell. The fact is that he now has a council he can deal with, and they're going to be in perhaps initial shock and disillusion when they get there and realize they're going to figure out about laws. They've got to take a look and try to work together. They're going to figure out what the heck is this thing called city council. I'm going to say the mayor has a honeymoon period of enormous note here to be able to get things passed that he hasn't been able to get even a smile from in the council before.
And with this council, it should be more about performance instead of performing. And the performing council, they're on the way out.
Yeah, but we've said all along here, be careful what you wish for here, because we got a lot of issues in Seattle. We got crime, homelessness, drugs. They're going to have a lot to tackle going forward here. One thing I wanted to get to here was the voters also approving, it looks like, $1 billion in affordable housing and the levy there. Part of that plan is to address the homeless issue. What's your take on that?
Well, my take was I looked at this and said, this is Seattle progressives saying, oh, I voted out all these, socialists on the council. I should do something, that's progressive. I guess I'll vote for this. Not realizing it was 3 times what the last one was. We got $1 billion in that pot now.
$1 billion.
And if nothing else, I'm hoping it'll be good for the economy.
Yeah, Randy, you were mentioning that, they're moving more towards moderates in the Seattle City Council, but when you look at the rest of the country, it's still pretty progressive here.
Well, I mean, let's face it, a Seattle moderate would be called a socialist down south. They're just going to be a little quieter about what they're doing, is what it seems. And they're not going to be as beholden to some of the special interests that have been loudest in Seattle over the last few years. And that's what we think we see. But once they get there, again, you could have 8 new members on a 9-member council. And Sarah Nelson, with 2 years under her belt, will be the senior member.
The old veteran.
Yeah.
And so that means a lot of learning, as Kathy said. But, these are bright people. And it's not that hard to say, you know what, we should start cleaning up our streets. We should start letting our police do their job. And we should help treat those that are on the streets, not of their own volition, help lift them up. But we've got to get some cleaning up as well.
Okay, Randy and Kathy, thanks for being with us. You're going to be with us at the bottom of the hour, and 9 o'clock as well. We got much more to go over following the elections, but right now we want to check in on the forecast. We know we were dodging raindrops